Hey, what's up, everyone? The watch list video here for Thursday, July 18th. The SPY gapped down today and sold off most of the day. Let me slide this over real quick. Pause the video for new folks. Pause the video and read that. You get up to speed a lot quicker about what we're all about. I'm also going to slide this over because every night I try to, keep in mind, I don't always keep my promises because I try to make videos every day, educational videos, and I've gotten away from that already. I plan to get back to it, but it's been a weird week. But every night I try to post the charts of the things that land on the stocks that land on my watch list, right? So this is a screenshot from Twitter last night, and I wrote NAAS is one of my top watches tomorrow. Important for me to pay close attention. Sometimes I lose. Something like this gets lost in me looking at the morning gappers, and I forget about my top watch from the nightly video before, from the night before. So I'm trying to do a better job of watching this, watching my favorite ones, and this was definitely my favorite one. All right, so with that in mind, RBW, one of our chat room members, posted NAAS at 480 idea. I didn't take a screenshot of his post, so my apologies. Let me get after hours off of here, and I'll just go over this one. So right here, this vertical dashed line is the open, right? So right here, it topped out for the morning at exactly 480. Kind of did a little cup and handle thing, and then RBW posted the idea back over 480 with yesterday's high just 491. And we knew we already liked the daily chart. That's an important part of this, right? So the 480 break, all of a sudden you're lighting up the new high of day ticker, and you have yesterday's high as a potential catalyst just, 11 cents above? Right, so the 480 break happens here. I'm sorry, here, right where my cursor is, and ends up going up to 590. It's a $1.10 move on about 15 cents risk that didn't stop out. Great post by RBW. I had that same exact idea typed out and ready to send to the room when he posted it, right? So, and that's not me trying to steal his thunder. I love that about the room. I love when I see a setup that I like and somebody else posts it. That means we're on the same page. We're looking for the A+ setup. So RBW, if you're listening to this, that was a great post. Real quick, I'm going to go back to the SPY and the daily. We'll look at it one more time real quick. Whoops, that is not what I meant to do. I meant to go to the daily chart. Okay, and then a lot of the chip stocks got hurt today. So I do have two of them on Bounce Watch, but let me just go in the order I've got them. CGC, pot stock, closing way off its highs, but it's still interesting. It still had nice relative strength today, so I'll leave it on the list. AEHR, nice breakout today, goes on the list. AEON, just kind of a quiet day after this 2-day pop. I don't love this because I don't think it had a headline, but it goes on watch. ZAP, ZAPP, feels like, put in a high here and a lower high. It feels like it needs to come down at least to the buy zone between the 8 and the 20 day. So probably shouldn't be on the list, but it's a recent high flyer, so I'll throw it on there. LPA, let me get this crazy move out of there. We'll zoom in on it. Really nice run, and then today gapped up and closed about where it closed yesterday. But it's an in-play stock, so it stays on the list. SD, let me see if I'm typing this right. Yeah, SDST, best I can tell from folks posting in the chat room, this is a lithium play tied to, we're going to need more lithium from separating from China or something. We're going to need more lithium from our own country, and I think that's where SDST falls. It comes into play. Double check that, right? It was from something. I'm going by memory. I got a ton of symbols bounced around. For all I know, they make yogurt, but I'm pretty sure that's what popped this one today. And it had a crazy move, but it was also a serial halter because of the halt rule, which, again, I've told you guys before, if I ever meet the man or woman that invented that halt rule, the volatility halt rule, I will kick him or her in the nuts when I see him because it's the dumbest thing ever. Doesn't help anybody. Anyway, this one goes on watch. CETU, I'm going to put it on watch. It had some crazy move. It's worth noting that this big spike still not even 1.5 million shares. But didn't cost me anything to put it on a chart, so I will. AREB. Keep in mind, yesterday's low was like 63 cents, so it's made a 50% move just to get up to 90. The other day, it hit $1.03. If we go out to the weekly, it's a super interesting chart, right? You had this pop back here to 94 cents ish, and now we're kind of above that. But the weekly doesn't matter that much when you're a day trader, and it's a little bit extended. But I am putting it on watch because it is an interesting chart, and I can't help but love the theme behind the run too. EVLV, something about putting weapons detection systems in New York subways, I think, and I think this company's doing it. To which I would reply, I thought guns were illegal, so why would they even worry about them? I mean, if they're illegal, no one's going to have them. But whatever, it's on watch. It had good volume and a nice pop today. TKNO, probably my favorite going into tomorrow because it had big volume, topped out right around the whole number 2, I think 199. And had a couple nice insider buys, I think. Again, double check that because a lot of symbols danced around in my head. And there's not that much room up there for things to dance around. So, but this one's interesting. It held up really well in a week tape. ASST, I don't love it, but you had a recent high back here of 215, and then today's high 204. So over today's high, then maybe you knock down this domino and so on. So it goes on a chart. TPVG, nice pop, but closing well off its highs. Still goes on watch. EB, inside day after yesterday's rip. RUM, RUM, another inside day after the big rip 3 sessions ago. NAAS, already talked about this. The chart's still looking interesting, right? Today's high, 590, and you look to the left and you say, okay, 644 is the next potential catalyst. So keep this one on your radar. The chart's looking good. VFC, nice breakout today. Maybe a follow-through day tomorrow. And then some bounce plays, potential bounce plays. Schwab, SCHW, has been slapped for the last couple days. It did get a little bit of an afternoon bounce, but that one goes on bounce watch. AMD, I told you a couple chips were going to be on bounce watch. You can put the horizontal line here. You got nice support. I probably should have used the chart that has the 50 and the 200 on there. Hang on a second. There we go. I went ahead and used that chart. So it did break through the 50 today, and the 200 day is at 150.202. So a push down to there becomes really interesting. And then let's look at NVIDIA because that's the one I would argue that everyone's been watching, hoping to catch a decent pullback in, right? And we are down near the 50-day there, so I wanted to put that one on as probably the biggest name when it comes to that. And then Chipotle, CMG. There's no clean chart setup here, and it's just getting battered ever since the split. But it's fallen from 69 down to 55. It's a pretty good fall anyway, but this 200-day has me interested. So if over the next day or two we can get down to here, you might see me taking a trade right in this area. All right, so and it could happen tomorrow. You never know, and it may never happen. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm done babbling. I will see y'all in the pre-market tomorrow where we'll build a gap playlist. All right, have a good night.